Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a nice day before we begin the video. Please subscribe and give the video a thumbs up. Well, General Hospital sure upped the action quotient this week. Between Nina and Portia drugging Drew and Brook Lynn dropping the bomb on Granny that she had a baby in high school, there were some great surprises. Predictably though, Nina's latest scheme backfired on her in record time, and pretty soon, everyone in Port Charles will know Brook Lynn's baby secret except for Dante. Let's discuss what happened on the ABC soap this week. General Hospital didn't give Drew and Willow haters much time to celebrate their demise, as it only took him seconds to realize he had to have been drugged, and have Willow immediately gave him the benefit of the doubt. Come on, writers, you could have made them both suffer just a little longer. Portia should have known not to use ketamine to spike Drew's drink, as it would have shown up in his blood tests, and she should have also known what drugs to use, seeing as she's a doctor. But I did get a few chuckles from some of the jokes dropped about the drug, such as Brad saying he had no idea Portia rolled that way when she asked him for ketamine. Then there was Mac telling Drew that ketamine is a party drug, and asking if he was sure he didn't take too much of it. A detective like Mac thinking Special K is something Drew would be down with just goes to show how far Drew's sunk as a person. Now, thanks to Tracy being with Drew when Jacinda drugged his drink, he seems to suspect Tracy was behind it. Eventually though, this likely will come back to bite Nina in the butt. Here is hoping that the truth about scummy Drew comes out at the nurses' ball, leaving Willow crushed and devastated for more than 15 seconds. We, the viewers, deserve to see Drew suffer. Brook Lynn telling Tracy about her baby. Well, everything except that Dante is the father. And throwing Lulu under the bus to Granny was not something I expected. Bravo to the writers for that surprise. I also loved that Tracy was moved to tears as Brook Lynn explained what had happened to her. Give Jane Elliott a daytime Emmy for that scene alone. Hell, give her the Emmy for being the show's saving grace most of the time lately. Now that Tracy knows, we can probably expect the ball to get rolling in exposing Gio as Dante and Brook Lynn's son. This storyline has gone on for far too long and needs to end. I said before that I could see Gio turning on Lois and even Brook Lynn because he already had a mother he loved. However, since he never had a father, he could bond with Dante. Tracy's relationship with Gio will likely be key in repairing the destruction that will unfold when this secret is finally revealed. Last week, I vented about Lulu and her adoption story, and how she could have chosen any other topic to write about, but chose to pitch that one on purpose and hoped it would be selected. It was nice to see Lulu admit it and Laura tell their daughter that, should she reveal a secret that is not hers, to be prepared to face the consequences. Thank you, Laura, for calling out your daughter's behavior lately. Laura telling Lulu exactly what Brook Lynn has over and over finally got through to Lulu, now that it came from her mother. Laura talking about her own switched-at-birth scenario was also a great way to pull Laura's history into this storyline. I said it before, and it's an unpopular opinion, but I still see Emma getting dragged into the WSB, if she's not already in it. Professor Dalton coming from the Bay Area, and Emma getting expelled from Berkeley for what she found in their labs, is, as Anna put it, a lot to be just a coincidence. Joss stealing Emma's work for Dalton was a downright dirty move. Plus, it seems easy enough for Emma to prove Joss stole her model, as she created it and can explain it in ways Joss likely never could. And let's be honest, Joss struggled with her pre-med classes, so I don't think she has what it takes to be a scientific genius and come up with what Emma did. Anna shooting down Dalton at the Savoy was hilarious. Sorry, Dalton. Just because you both have accents doesn't mean you should date. Kai's surgery and Josh the documentarian. Boring. The minute Rocco and Danny showed up at the college beach party, it was obvious that this was going to turn into an underage drinking storyline. Maybe it can be Lulu's next big story for the Llanview Banner. Also, why is she writing for Mellowtown's paper? Couldn't she have gotten a job at the Invader, where she previously worked. Way to drop the ball with Alexis and the commitment papers, writers. Alexis failed to give Christina and Molly satisfactory answers for why she had them drawn up, and the story disappeared for the rest of the week. Well, maybe that's a blessing, as I'm sure some fans didn't mind the vacation from the Mike's visit while Sunny was under was another excellent surprise this week. But does anyone really think Sunny will get out of the mob? That's it for my thoughts, opinions, and predictions this week. As usual, leave yours in the comments below. So it'll be General Hospital's, spoiler, who exposes Gio as Brook, Lynn, and Dante's son. But why are we being cheated out of what we want so very much? There's a whisper echoing across Port Charles, and it's growing louder by the day. The moment fans have been praying for, theorizing about, dissecting on social media, and hoping would take center stage appears to finally be on the brink of revelation. Gio, the charming, musically gifted newcomer, who swept into Brook Lynn's orbit with suspiciously familiar traits and uncanny timing, is not just a fresh face in town. He's not just a temporary distraction or another kid on the rise. He is, if the leaks and clues are to be believed, the secret son of Brook Lynn Quartermain and Dante Falconeri. The truth has been dancing on the edges of scenes for weeks, maybe even months, but now the soap seems poised to let the truth explode into the light. And yet, there's one infuriating problem. We're not getting the payoff we deserve. Not really. Because the reveal is happening from the sidelines, not the center. It's not Brook Lynn. It's not Dante. It's not even Gio himself who steps into the spotlight to shake Port Charles to its foundation. It's a side character, a spoiler who, while valuable in their own right, has robbed the fans and these core characters of the moment they've more than earned. So what gives? Let's rewind for a moment. When Gio first showed up in Port Charles, eagle-eyed fans immediately took notice. The hair, the eyes, the musical talent, the fire in his blood, the unspoken connection to Brook Lynn. Something was there, something unspoken, unfinished, and undeniably charged. Viewers who followed GH for years couldn't help but feel the echoes of Brook Lynn's early love affair with Dante, a relationship that fizzled before it truly exploded, all thanks to career ambitions, family pressure, and an inconvenient mix of pride and fear. So many of us assumed that was it, a flirtation, a flame that never found oxygen. But what if there had been more? What if Brook Lynn never told Dante everything? What if that one summer together had consequences she couldn't bear to face? The theory picked up steam fast. Social media lit up with passionate posts and fan theories. Reddit threads grew longer. Twitter erupted with hashtags like #JewasDanteson and #BrooklynBabyBombshell. Every scene between Gio and Brook Lynn seemed loaded with pregnant pauses and unfinished business. Every time Dante looked at the kid, there was this almost paternal flash in his eyes. And when Olivia, ever the sharp-eyed matriarch, began asking questions that didn't get answered, fans were practically begging for a true Quartermain Falconeri revelation. A secret child, hidden from view, raised outside of the Quartermain compound to protect his future, his identity, maybe even his safety. It was classic GA. And it had all the ingredients of a juicy, legacy-shaking arc that would have dominated sweeps. But now, just as the show seems poised to confirm what we've long suspected, it's giving the story away through someone else's eyes. Spoiler: a figure with no emotional tie to the central triangle, no blood connection to Gio, and no real stake in Brook Lynn or Dante's long-dormant romantic past, is the one who will uncover the truth. Whether by overhearing a conversation, stumbling across old paperwork, or connecting the dots from subtle DNA evidence, it's not the parents who are owning the narrative. It's a bystander. And that hurts. Because if ever there was a storyline that needed to be told from inside the hearts of those affected, this is it. Imagine what it could have been. Imagine Brook Lynn, finding herself drawn to Gio, caught in the swell of maternal instincts she doesn't understand. Imagine Dante, suspicious, then curious, then overwhelmed with truth. Imagine Olivia's heart breaking open with joy and pain all at once, as she realizes she's had a grandson under her nose this whole time. Ned, Monica, Sunny, each reacting in their own, embracing the boy with their usual cocktail of warmth and chaos. The Falconeris processing the betrayal of silence, the flood of love, the loss of years they can never get back. That's what we were owed. That's what should have happened. But instead, the show appears to be throwing the reveal into the hands of an outsider, sidelining the characters at the heart of it in favor of convenience, pacing, or perhaps even a misjudged plot twist. And it's left many fans feeling cheated. Why would GH do this? Some speculate it's about control. The writers may want to keep Brook, Lynn, and Chase's relationship intact while giving Dante his own track again with Sam. Letting the parents discover the truth would inevitably detonate both relationships. Others believe it's about surprise, a desire to keep viewers on their toes. If we expect Brook, Lynn to find out, the writers pivot. If we expect Dante to demand a paternity test, they dodge. But unpredictability can be a double-edged sword. Yes, soaps thrive on twists. But they also thrive on emotional payoff. And when that's sacrificed for the sake of shock, the audience feels the loss deeply. There's also the lingering question of Gio himself. Who is he really? If he's Brook, Lynn, and Dante's son, where has he been? Who raised him? What does he know? The answers to these questions could give the show some of its richest material in years. Gio has already charmed fans with his charisma and emotional intelligence. Learning he was kept in the dark about his true parentage could open up a deeply moving arc about identity, forgiveness, and family healing. But if he finds out through a third party, someone outside the emotional hurricane, it dulls the impact. It strips the moment of its vulnerability. We want to see Gio hear the truth from the people who matter most, not through whispers and shadows. Brook, Lynn deserves better too. This woman, who has been through so much, career sabotage, heartbreak, betrayal, motherhood in the shadows, has clawed her way back into power and grace. To deny her the chance to own her story, to tell the truth herself, to cry and rage, and ultimately heal with her son and his father. It's a missed opportunity of epic proportions. And Dante, stoic, loyal, justice-driven Dante, deserves the gut punch of realizing he's missed out on raising his child. He deserves the chance to fight for that connection. The audience deserves to see that connection unfold in real time. It's moments like this when longtime GH fans find themselves pleading with the writers to trust their own characters. The strength of General Hospital has always come from its ability to tell deeply human stories against a backdrop of melodrama. It's not the DNA twist that hooks us. It's the way it lands in a character's soul. It's the tears in the eyes, the hands reaching out, the voices cracking with realization. If that moment is going to happen, and it must, it needs to belong to Brook, Lynn, Dante, and Gio. No one else. We're still hopeful that the initial reveal from Spoiler will just be the spark, that the truth will come crashing down in a series of escalating confrontations and gut-wrenching scenes that give our core characters the spotlight. But if the entire arc is handled from the sidelines, if we are never given the intimacy, the drama, the rawness of mother meeting son in truth, father finding his lost hair, families stitching themselves together across time and pain, then it will be a wasted masterpiece. A near-perfect storyline derailed by hesitation. And that's why so many fans are feeling shortchanged right now. We're not mad because we weren't right about the theory. We were. We're not upset because the twist is weak. It isn't. We're frustrated because GH has all the right players, all the emotional stakes, all the audience investment. And yet it's handing the big moment to a character who should be an observer, not the catalyst. It's not too late. The show could still redeem the arc. Spoiler could discover the truth and try to hide it, giving Brook, Lynn, and Dante the chance to uncover it together. Or, Spoiler could only think they know the truth, prompting a deeper dive that leads our core characters to unravel their own history. But the clock is ticking. Every scene that passes without Brook Lynn grappling with the truth, without Dante facing the past, without Gio hearing the words from the mouths of his real parents, is a moment lost. Soap operas thrive on secrets, but they survive because of catharsis. And this storyline has all the ingredients for a legendary catharsis. Brook Lynn's confession, Dante's reckoning, Gio's choice, the Quatermain's chaos, the Falconer's heartbreak. All of it is right there. So please GH, give us what we want. Don't let this be another missed beat in a symphony we've waited years to hear. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our YouTube channel for more update news.